persisting through difficult times, through difficult situations. It has to do with pushing past your barrier of comfortableness. When you're just frustrated, when you are just aggravated to the max, when you just want to give up because everything seems to be going wrong, everything that can go wrong is going wrong, everything that could go your way isn't going your way. I want to talk about those times with you guys because I've been through my fair share of rough times. When I graduated high school, the plan originally was to go into the military. I was going to be a military police officer. I signed a 4-year contract. I actually had to get out of it the last week before I shipped off to boot camp because I wanted to go on my own journey. I wanted to see what I was made of. I wanted to make my own path. You know, I was doing music at the time. I was in a band called The Red Shed. I was in my senior year of high school, and I wanted to see what I could make my life into without a path being paved for me. And as a result of that, I actually became homeless for over a year right out of high school. I was sleeping at friends' houses the first couple months, and then people stopped saying yes to me coming over, and then it turned into me sleeping on park benches with my guitar, hugging my guitar to make sure no one stole my guitar in my sleep. Eventually I saved up enough money working at this place called Chipotle. Y'all might know it. It's a restaurant. Working at Chipotle, I saved up enough money to buy myself a car, and then I continued to live in that car. And not once did I give up because I knew what I was fighting for. I was fighting for my dream. I was fighting for my life. The life that I know that I'm entitled to live because I've worked for it, because I've lived for that dream and nothing but it. So I know what it's like to go through a rough spot is basically what I'm getting at. But also what I want to get at in this video is what you guys need to do if you're in a rough spot right now. And what you guys need to do if you're in a rough spot right now is you need to keep persisting forward. There's a reason that you're in this spot. Whether or not you got in this spot by choice, like you knew it was gonna happen like this before it happened, or life just unexpectedly slapped you in the face and now you're on the ground rubbing your cheek. Whatever way it is, you gotta ask yourself, what am I fighting for? What am I living my life for? In 5 years from now, in 10 years from now, in 1 year from now, what do I want my life to be? Who do I want to be? Take the hard times that you're in right now and force yourself to become the person that you want to be in these hard times. Stop complaining. Stop blaming other people for your circumstances. It doesn't matter. If you're complaining about people or if you're blaming people, my honest opinion from personal experience, probably should cut that person off because they're probably draining the energy that you most desperately need. You don't need people draining your energy. If you're in a rough spot right now, most likely the group of people that you have around you somewhat helped you get there. Whether it was through their actions or whether it was through their mindset that rubbed off on you. So you need to double check your social circle first of all. But second of all, you need to keep it in your mind what you're fighting for. And you need to keep your eyes on the prize. You need to keep your mind in the future. And you need to be thinking about better days because there will be better days. We underestimate what we can do over a long period of time. And we tend to overestimate what we can do in a short period of time. What that means is that we think that we can do a lot more than what we can actually do in a short period of time, like a month. You set really high expectations, but you're only hitting it here because that's where your realisticness is. And over a long period of time, we doubt what we could do, when really over a long period of time, we can do a lot. No matter what situation you're going through, what rough spot you're going through, you gotta keep fighting. Keep your dream at the forefront of your mind. That's what you're fighting for. Focus on who you are when that dream is happening to you. Make yourself that person right now, right here, in this reality. And that'll help you get out of this spot quicker. Because I'll tell you this much, the person that is living your dream life will not be reacting the same way you're reacting right now to the bullshit in your life. That person who's living your dream reality is a lot more patient, is a lot more kind, has a lot more empathy, and is a lot happier. So if you can put yourself in the future, so to speak, and be happier, be more patient, be more kind to others, be able to say no more firmly, you know, be more sure of yourself before it happens, then I'll tell you what, when it does happen, you'll be twice as strong as you ever thought you could be. Everyone goes through shit. I don't care who you are. I don't care if you had rich parents. I don't care if you had poor parents. You're gonna go through stuff in your life. And we're not determined by our wins. We're determined by how we handle our losses and how our losses and failures change us to be better than what we were before we failed or lost. You have to take every time you fail, every time you lose, every time you have an awkward thing happen to you in a situation or with a person, or something just doesn't go the way that you wanted it to. You have to look at that situation for a second, ask yourself, what could I have done better? What did I want myself to do in that situation? What did I want myself to be like in that situation? Okay, confirm that in your mind, what you wanted to do, what you wanted to be, what you wanted to say. Okay, and then what I want you to do is to crumple it up and throw it away, never think about it again. There's no point in overanalyzing the past. You don't need to continually beat yourself up over one failure or one mistake. This example gave me more closure on that point I just made. Ty Lopez actually gave me this in his 67-step program when I was 18 going through this, literally homeless, learning this stuff. He said humans are the only species that have to pay for a mistake twice. When an animal makes a mistake, the animal isn't going back a week later and thinking about that mistake that it made. It's not gonna continually go back and analyze that situation. But as humans, we're cursed with our brains sometimes. With the power of our brains, we go back and we analyze all these things that we could have done, should have done, would have done. But you're taking the energy away from yourself in the present moment. So yes, go back, analyze what you could have done, should have done, would have done. And do it next time. Know what you want to do. Know what you did wrong. It's not bad to analyze yourself, but don't beat yourself up. You already have enough people trying to beat you up. You don't need to be one of them. You need to be your own best friend. You need to be on your own side. And a lot of you watching this video aren't on your own side. And I'm here to tell you that it's okay. You can take your guard down with yourself. Okay, you may need to put it up for other people, but not for yourself. You need to be on your side 100%, even if you fuck up 1,000,000%. You need to have your own back. Don't blame yourself. Don't make yourself feel bad purposefully. Don't beat yourself up. Okay, because right now, you're probably the only teammate that you have on your team. You gotta be your own best friend. Because I'll tell you, most best friends that you guys are having, they aren't really your friends. They ain't gonna be in your social circle in a couple years. I know my best friends certainly aren't. Okay, and I know that's the same for a lot of people, especially people just now getting out of high school. Don't get too attached to your friends. They're gonna leave you for some stupid stuff, okay? You gotta be your own best friend. And you gotta be on your own side. You gotta fight for yourself and fight for your dreams. Don't get discouraged if you're in a rough patch. In fact, I think you should get excited, because if you're in a rough spot in life, you know what that means? That means it's time for the come up, baby. That means it only gets better from here. That means that you're being turned into something similar to a diamond, because diamonds are only created under massive amounts of friction.